the side.
All right. Can you please, and you can move forward then next. Please explain to the jury what you heard that was relevant to your analysis in that exchange.
So there's one officer who's suggesting or asking about whether they should roll Mr. Floyd onto his side, and you hear the defendant say no, he's staying put, and they're going to keep him in the prone restraint.
Okay. And what was the significance of that?
It would indicate to a reasonable officer that at least one person there did not feel that Mr. Floyd presented the level of threat that required them to keep him in that prone restraint position, that at least one person was suggesting we can flip him onto his side, or should we flip him onto his side?
Roll him on the side.
And move forward. And again, we heard a similar exchange. Is that right?
Yes, we did, along with one of the bystanders in the background saying he's not responsive right now. Both of those are factors to consider in identifying the threat that Mr. Floyd presented. If he's not responsive, obviously he can't present any threat, and the fact that you have an officer suggesting roll him onto his side, again, suggests the perception that officers are fully capable of maintaining custody and control of Mr. Floyd without keeping him in that prone restraint position. There are also foreseeable effects of keeping someone in that prone position. Prominently, what's called positional asphyxia, someone who starts having trouble breathing, who can't take in over time the amount of oxygen that they need to sustain their life functions. This is something that's been very well known in policing for at least going on 30 years. The prone restraint position limits the ability of someone to breathe. And there are some additional specific factors relevant to this case that increase the susceptibility of Mr. Floyd to positional asphyxia, and that a reasonable officer would have known prior to the use of force